welcome back. I'm your host, Lambi, and this is the MelVee Family Pod. You can catch me on Instagram at cleared@ndh.ww, and you can catch me on TikTok, the same handle, cleared@ndh.ww, and I'm here with my brothers.
This is Ryan. I guess now we're doing TikTok also. So my Instagram is yourboy_Ryan.ww, and the same for TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. Hello guys, this is Mara. You can catch me on my Instagram, Mara Manos. And for those who want to check out my Facebook account, I was about to say my YouTube channel. For those who want to check out my Facebook account is just Maranatha Manu Manu Fu.
Yes.
Okay. For those who want to check out the us' YouTube account, we mentioned them in previous episodes.
Yes.
So if you want to go find those, go look for the episode. But my name is Wayne. You can find me on Instagram at Wayne_NDH. And don't forget, like I always say, to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at MelVee Broadcasting Network.
Yeah. Alright guys, so today's topic, I had to even clear my throat.
Yes.
Today's topic is reproductive health. Now, we were scared to talk about this topic when we were younger, and now we're a little
somewhat better.
Yeah, we're somewhat better, So obviously we need to define what is reproductive health. Right. And if we ask Dr. Google, before we ask Dr. Google, right, what do you think to you is reproductive health? What do you think it is? What comes to your mind when you think about reproductive health?
I think I'll start off by saying when I hear reproductive, the root word being reproduce, and even reproducing something to do it again. So creating life or creating something again.
That's deep.
And in English they teach us to break down the words. Yeah. So gotta focus in class, kids. Makes you sound smart. But to create something again, and in this case reproductive health, referring to humans mainly, in that we're creating life again. So that's what I think. And also preparing the body to reproduce life. That's what I think about when I hear reproductive health.
I think for me, I don't want to say much, but then Wayne said it all. It's reproductive. Yeah. So as you said, breaking down the words will explain it more better. So as you said, it's where we what can I say? Recreating humans. It's like where babies are born.
Yeah.
Let me just then put it that way. Where babies are born, that's reproductive. Yeah. So for me, I think that's how I can put it.
Quick and short: puberty, babies, your body. Yeah.
Nice one. All the processes put into one simple thing.
I think for me, what comes to mind is reproductive organs within the body and the systems that help with it. You see, so that's what comes to mind for me. As Ryan mentioned, there's one stage of it is puberty. Yeah. So as teenagers, we go through puberty whilst we get ready to be an adult, right?
Yes.
And as girls and boys, we have our different things that turn up when you're going through puberty. So what is one major thing that you noticed that you finally said, oh, I'm going through puberty?
Pimples. Boom.
Did you get pimples early?
When you reach the puberty stage. Let's be honest, when you reach the puberty stage.
That's the first thing you noticed.
Okay, not like the first thing I noticed, but then it's the most common thing. Yes, because when you have pimples, then people know there's one going through. Yeah, so that's like the most common thing. For me, I wouldn't say it was the first thing.
Would you say hair growth?
Yeah, because my hair grows fast.
Hair growth in different spots, under the armpits, down there,
everywhere.
Boys on the chest, and even some girls on the chest too.
Even under the
chin.
Under the chin.
Now someone's got beards. Or starter kid beards.
Starter kid goatee.
Ish. Yeah.
How about you, Ryan? What is the first noticeable thing?
The first thing was frequent voice cracks.
Actually.
Yeah, that was the first one for me. Was frequent voice cracks.
Okay.
I think for me, it was hair growth on my armpits. Because I'm like, I miss the baby smooth, you know. But now it's there, and obviously you're living with it, and also body odor. Your body odor changes
Because of the hair. Yeah.
So you're moving like this, you know.
And they just
No, man. There's a lot of stuff that happens when you're going through puberty. I mean, for me, I remember when I first started growing hair under my armpits, just to keep it short. I remember going to dad, and I was like, "Hey, man, I got hair under my armpits now." I'm growing. I'd say that is like really interesting, and also the voice crack. But I think for me, when I look at my videos, my voice is kind of just progressively deepened as it went. But yeah,
I think I could say for me it's the same. My hair, sorry, my voice didn't really change. It did, but then there's no big difference. Even if you see my videos back in the days, it's just the same, just here and there. Yeah,
I didn't get that heavy voice crack. It's like, oh my goodness,
but for Ryan changed.
Hey,
Ryan's
Hi guys.
Just a year difference, which I know.
What I think for me also, I didn't mention, us as girls, when you get your first period, that's an achievement.
Yeah,
your first period. And you know, obviously there are many stories of how girls got it, and some people don't want to share. But I think that's one major thing that a girl notices, like, dang, I'm growing, you know, I'm going through puberty now. And obviously you're trying to adapt to this new thing, to this new thing that's happening in your body. You know, in science you learn about how a girl menstruates, the cycles of it, and why there's cramps and stuff like that. We're not gonna go into detail. We're not gonna bore you guys. You know.
Yeah, but you can continue.
Why y'all laughing?
Now, because some people, like, whenever I think about it, for me, I've kind of gotten used to being in that area and actually talking about it. But then many guys, they'll just be there like, oh man, stop talking about it. Yeah. But then the more you actually grow up and realize, no, this thing is natural. You can't avoid it.
You can't avoid
one day you have a wife, or even your little sister, and
one day you have a daughter.
Exactly, and a daughter too. So you need not necessarily man up, but grow up. And understand what's actually going on.
Because your wife will go on a business trip sometime and be like, you're staying with a daughter.
And now you don't know how to take over. It's like, then I'm like, don't tell me that.
Yeah. And also, us girls, I think within the girls that I know, we're comfortable talking about it. You see, and also from puberty, there are also hormonal changes.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? There are hormonal changes which you can see on your skin, on your hair growth, but also in your mood swings. You know how you now mature and how you see life. So I wanted to know, right? Since there's different hormonal changes, what's one thing that you've learned to master, like that one hormonal change that you've learned to master?
What are hormones?
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, that's good. We need to define them.
Because sometimes I think we just talk hormones this, hormones that, your hormones are changing, but we don't really understand.
Yeah, we don't.
And even if they explain it, many kids don't even focus in class. They'll be like, oh yeah, hormones control this.
But what is hormones?
You know, you said momons.
I almost said momons.
What are momons? Okay.
Dr.
Dr. Gluglu.
It's a doctor. One day you say, guys, I'm tired.
Be like, you've been touching on me too much, man. Yeah. Too much. What does it say?
It says here, a regulatory substance produced. No, I don't want this one. Hey. Okay.
What? What's wrong with
Fine,
it?
I'll just read it. I'll just read it. Right? It says a regulatory substance produced in an organism or transported in tissue fluids such as blood or sap to stimulate specific cells or tissues in action. Then there's two thingies: a synthetic substance with similar effects to that of an animal or plant hormone, or a person's sex hormones as held to influence behavior or mood. I think that's the one that we're looking for. Yeah, that one.
But I mean, both meanings basically round up that it is a chemical released in the body that influences your emotions and the way you react to things and the way you go about certain things and the way you feel. Your feelings. So with that, you asked the question, which one have we learned to master?
I don't think, because now I just think about that question, right? Then I also saw this one here on Google, the 7 hormones. So I think, I don't know if I'm correct, right? But men have more testosterone and ladies have progesterone.
Big words. Yeah.
And I mean, as a girl, right, the only girl on the set. Obviously, I've learned that I have less testosterone, because if I had more, I would be growing facial hair. I'll be having a deeper voice. That's why you guys have deeper voices. So as you guys growing up as boys, right? Obviously, you're now shocked. Like, okay, I'm growing up. I'm growing very, very fast. Facial hair is growing. I'm becoming older. But obviously you have your mood swings. Yeah. So would you say on the years that you've lived, right, in your teenage years, you've learned to master how you act around people and your mood swings? Or even do you even get mood swings? Because you probably do.
Funny. I can sing. I just remember the song. Mood swings.
I think the funniest one with going through puberty, especially with mood swings, I remember in grade 7, there was a girl who was like, yo, you're not going through puberty, now you face mood swings and stuff. And then I played around with it. I was like, yeah, no, everyone goes through mood swings. Like, you laugh on, like, we're just laughing one moment. I was like, hey, then I was like, and they're like, yo, you changed so fast, mood swings. Now I'm like, yeah. But
you did her wrong.
I mean, as kids, you just play around with everything, but it's really a thing. I guess I've seen it with many people. One moment they're happy, the next they're not. But I'd say there's none really that I've mastered, but I've been able to control myself around people in the way I act. So very, very much, there are things that you learn to control over time, and also as you grow and you mature in understanding what it really means. So I'd say for me, really, just like certain urges that you get, because I mean, as teens, you're always like, you're a hormonal creature at that point in your life, because these hormones are building up, and you also have certain sensations you feel, and also because of the stuff that we watch on social media nowadays, triggering certain emotions and certain things, those hormones will kick in even harder, right? So over time, you learn to control those things, and even what you think. And stuff. So that's what I'd say for me.
You're right,
the way the question was how I
deal with your mood swings.
My mood swings.
Yeah.
Was it how you deal with the mood swings?
What have you learned?
How do you do the mood swings?
The objective question was, how do you deal with your mood swings?
So for me, right, since I'm always a talkative person, as I said before in the last episodes, it's really hard for me to be quiet. So when I'm sad, I think I told you this earlier on, that I pretend to be okay sometimes even when I'm not okay, and you won't even see that I'm going through a lot, because I can pretend. So sometimes I just say to myself, even if I have mood swings, maybe when I feel sad, right, or when I feel angry, sometimes I'm not supposed to feel angry or sad. Sometimes I just have to be me. And if I feel sad or angry, to affect the people around me.
Exactly.
So the way I deal with them is I just have to make the people around me happy, and not show them the other side of me, like the mood swing when I'm sad. Yeah, maybe when I'm sad, I can tell 1 or 2 people, but not everyone, because I don't want them. I don't want everyone to be affected with it.
And I think before Ryan says something, right, us as teenagers, we tend to hide how we actually feel. We put this mask and be like, no, I'm okay, I'm fine. Even if you're like hella sad and you don't want to show to me now I'm sad, I'm going through things. And even adults do it. Because act strong. You know, sometimes you can't show weaknesses. There's a stereotype where adults can't show emotions. You know, and even for us teenagers, it's like if you show your emotions, you're being hormonal.
You're being weak.
Yeah.
I remember one time my sister's mom and dad called in because they were like, your son is always crying when he hears that he's in trouble. Guys, let me cry. I'm scared when I get home that I'm gonna get beaten.
Yeah.
So let me cry now.
Yeah. And
But
so what about you? How do you deal with your mood swings?
I don't even know if I have mood swings.
How you do?
Yeah.
As we're saying as your siblings, we're telling you no, you do.
Okay. Well. Okay. Let's say if I'm sad. Let's say if I'm sad, right? How I control that, I mean, is to just think of the happier side of things when I'm sad. I think it makes me feel better. That's how I really control it. And then when I'm angry, usually I'm just quiet. I don't say anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you hear me, if I'm not talking and something just happened, just know I'm either angry or just like, okay, I'm letting it go.
Well, it's one thing I know you like saying just to get you off the. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's okay.
I'll tell you it's fine. Because we continue.
Yeah, I even say sorry.
Yeah.
Before the conversation goes any further.
Sorry, guys.
I'm sorry.
Let's be together.
Let's be together.
I guess usually it's to keep quiet. Not to further on the whole situation. But yeah, that's how I deal with it.
For me, to say I deal with my mood swings, right? You'll see my facial expression because I'm sad, I'm angry. You'll see it, and you guys can testify to this that if I'm angry, you'll see Guti. I am.
You go to the UK. Go to Jamaica.
She does not hide that she's angry.
No,
she shows.
you can say that she's
angry. Stop it. Wayne.
Yeah, but also it's for me to learn how to control them, because sometimes I'll let my anger get to me and I'll just for the whole day I'll become angry and I'll let it stick with me, you know. And just before we recorded this right, I had to collect myself and be like, it's okay, it's fine, let's move on. So as teenagers, we also need to learn how to control certain emotions. When you're sad, just learn how to let go. Or even if you don't know how to let go, just do something to distract yourself, because it really will stick. It'll stick on you like Velcro, and it'll stick until you have to pull it off.
Yeah,
you know. So as teenagers, we need to learn how to control our hormones, and also just try and live with them. You know, they're not going to be there for long. They're not going to be there forever. You know, they won't be this active when you're older. So learn how to just
control them.
Yeah, I was about to say, your hormones will be
there,
but not as
exactly.
Yeah.
So if you can control them now, by the time you are there, you
and once you're on hormones, right? Obviously, there's this hormone where you wanna feel big and strong, and you wanna experiment. You know, and it leads to teenage pregnancies or the STIs. You know,
well,
use of drugs.
Let's say it leads to sex.
Risky behaviors.
Exactly.
Yeah,
nice
one.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Nice one.
Oh, bring it on.
Yeah. Risky behaviors. Yeah. So. Okay, it's me who's talking.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and also okay, fine. If you don't wanna feel like you wanna talk, right?
No, you can talk. Then I'll talk.
Okay, right. So, us as celebrities, we have social media, right? There's social media, social life, friends, and other things that influence it, right? So, we as Christian children, we've been taught to wait to have sex until marriage to prevent certain things, right? And obviously, you're a teenager, you want to experiment. Even with drugs, you want to experiment, but you know, you've been taught and you've been like, don't do this and don't do that, or else there will be consequences. Right? And I think a major one within girls in South Africa is teenage pregnancy. And it's one big statistic, right? We read
I was about to ask statistics.
I was about to say something.
There's another video thing where it goes statistics.
yeah. And on World Health Organization, right? The website. It was saying about in the between the ages of 15 and 19, that's when girls are getting pregnant.
Yeah.
You know, and that's one thing. And one of the points here, it says approximately 12 million girls aged 15 to 19. Once again, at least 777,000 girls give birth each year in developing regions, and that's a lot.
Yeah,
that's quite a lot.
777.
Now think about the guys who are going through it also. It's a lot to take care of a child.
Yeah,
Let's be honest. And I wanted to know from your guys' perspective, right? How do you think the guys out there who are going through it deal with it? Do you think they get enough support? And if not, how can you show that they need support?
I think just to be on the sun quickly, in supporting someone, many of the times it's up to the parents. Because in many houses, like you said, they're brought up, especially in Christian homes, to not have sex until you're out of the house. Until you get married, yes.
Out of the house.
I mean, if you're old enough to sustain it and actually say the thing is until marriage.
According to the Bible,
it says
when you're married.
Yes. Wait until marriage.
So I think in terms of getting help from not just parents but also other organizations, there are helplines people can call, because there's also cases where someone might have been raped for them to have this baby, and not just out of them being naughty and just wanting to experiment like you mentioned before. But there's definitely ways in which we can help. Some are finding NGOs in which they could go to. I mean, there's, I think in SA, the NSFAS fund that they can get, which is not really that much. So I think last time I heard it was 350 rand to support. And you could imagine, really Pampas are really expensive, like 250 or something.
And I think just to chip in there, South Africa really should invest in exceeding that amount of money that they're giving. Like, because the 300, you get like a small packet of Pampers. Not even clothes, food, or formula if the baby drinks formula.
But it's understandable, because at that point, you see, they get pregnant, you know, and then they won't have the money.
That 350.
It's a bit too little, because imagine if the guy stays with the girl, right? And now they want to support each other and the baby. So how are they going to get food for themselves?
But let's be honest, guys. What if they don't even get the 350?
Or not even that. There's many who get pregnant to get that 350.
Wow. Okay.
There's stories I've heard of that. They get more babies just to get that 350.
But you can continue.
Yeah, but just to come back to it, there are ways in which you can help. Definitely. I mean, the internet has all the solutions. Like I said, there's NGOs. If your family wants to help, go ahead and do that. If the family wants to support in raising the child, go ahead. So that's that, I think, from my side.
From my side, I think when this, let's say you make a girl pregnant for the boy, for the boy side, I think you should, even when you know that your family is angry, you should find a way to talk to your family so that they can support you.
Yeah.
Because there's no one who will support you more than your family. If no matter how wrong you do, your family will always support you. But in some cases, in other families, they'll be very angry. They don't even want to talk to you. And maybe you did it out of, let me say, it was a mistake, if I can say that. Or maybe, can I say it was a mistake? Okay.
You knew what you were doing.
Okay, you knew what you were doing, but at the end, you're not expecting that this will happen. Then you can just, as you said, there are NGOs that you can go to, look for help. You can, this point of time, you have to look for a job. No.
You have to go work.
You have to go work, because now you have to support the family, your baby, the girl. You see, and it's not easy. It's not easy. So it's not a thing that we should, as teenagers, or we should think about or we should do, because it will ruin your whole life. So that's my point of view.
Just to get back to the question, what was the question?
How would you say
you could help
a guy in need? If a guy got a girl pregnant, how would you suggest to support him.
Let's say you own a business, right?
Mm.
Invite him to work at your business.
Yeah.
Give him the payment that you pay everyone at your business.
a stable job.
A stable job for him to sustain all three of them.
Mhm.
So I think that would be a good thing. But if you don't have a job, direct them to, let's say you are being paid nicely at your job, right? You're being paid good. Invite him, come, we'll work together at where I work, right? I think that would be another good thing to sustain them or support them. Or even give money to them to help them.
I mean, it's a good initiative, but remember, in the business world, it doesn't really work like that.
True.
Just to put it at that, but yeah. I think another thing also to really consider in terms of all these things we've spoken about. We haven't really touched upon drugs yet, but we did mention it. I think I mentioned it before. But
you did.
Just looking on reproductive health itself, and how we mentioned it is not good that you must go into these little sneaky things, being curious, having sex, and all that. We should also look at the effect these things have, both short-term and long-term. And I guess just to start off with one of them, it's you can get something like STIs or STDs, being sexually transmitted diseases and infections. STI, infection, STD, disease. And many other things like gonorrhea, syphilis, and many other underlying things that you can really get. So you don't just enjoy many of the times, especially if you sleep around a lot, you get these infections.
Yeah, I think I have here questions and answers, right? This is on utteenhealth.org, right? And the questions that a couple of teens asked is, what is an STD, aka known as STI, and how do you get one? So, STD stands, as Dwayne stated, stands for sexually transmitted disease, right? And obviously it's in the name. You get it when you sleep with one during a sexual activity. Even if it's kissing, if it's sex itself, and any intercourse with a person, and it states here STDs are caused by Pronzonia bacteria, viruses, right? Many are also known as herpes and HIV and cannot be cured. I think for HIV, we were talking one time in class on how we can help to cure it, right? And obviously there's the research of stem cells. So how will you be able to inject the T cell, which is the one which HIV attacks, into a stem cell, or try to make a synthetic? I don't want to say synthetic, but a fake T cell, right? And how to help. But we're not trying to get into HIV.
My sister's about to be like, hey, I don't know what that
I sound like a doctor. You see, so I'm there.
I will see you. You lost me.
One way to prevent an STD also on the topic is condoms. Using protection.
Even also, before that, don't have sex. Before you get married.
Because even in the Bible, it's Exodus 20 verse 14, if I'm sure, do not commit adultery.
That's commandment number 7.
That's commandment number 7, thank you. And it's simply saying don't have sex before marriage.
And I mean, adultery also, looking at it, just to expand on that, because many will be like, no, but adultery only refers to marriage. I guess if you're not married, you could also replace that with fornication.
Yeah. And also what I can say is sex is not the act. It's not only the act when it's done or the act when it's over. Sex starts even before the act. You see, just looking at someone, you see,
thinking about it.
Wow.
You've already started the process.
The process it's already started. So it's not only the action. On the bed, no.
There's processes
before that. Then on the bed, it's just something that you're taking.
It's another stage.
Yeah.
I mean, with that also, with fornication, there's many other verses. Like if you go into your Bible apps and type fornication, you'll find many others. But one that I really liked think it was mentioned by Paul in Colossians 3 verse 5, which says, "Therefore put to death your members which are on earth, fornication, uncleanness, passion, evil desire, and covetousness, which are idolatry." Now that one really hooked onto me because it mentions how all of these can become idols for many.
Exactly.
And it makes sense now why many people treat sex and many other things like drug abuse and stuff as a sport. Oh, I've done this many. I've done this. You hear people
Different
make
kinds of weed
exactly.
and stuff like that.
It's a competition.
Yeah, they're proud of it.
Exactly.
They don't hide it anymore. And it's really sad, but I really love that verse in what it mentioned. Put to death all your members. And also, like we mentioned, don't have sex before marriage.
Yeah.
Now, many times we never ask the question why. We just take it as it is. Okay, let's not do that. But then now, when you do it, you challenge yourself. Why did God say that? I think we must always challenge ourselves on why God says something and look in the Bible for it, because there's always answers or certain scenarios as to why He said that. And I'd say with sex before marriage, you damage yourself mentally. In fact, let's bring the pyramid back. Mental, there's physical, mental, and spiritual.
And social also.
I mean,
It does affect your
yeah,
social.
definitely.
It does. Because
Definitely.
no, you can't go
Definitely.
out. No, you can't.
There are certain social stigmas.
Exactly, that you can't
And
do.
that falls under physical effects, right? Because you physically socialize with people.
Now you can't go to school, yeah.
Exactly. So it affects all these three. Now, spiritually, you've already broken the law.
The law, yeah.
All right? And your connection with God, right, is now really like, hey, it's shaky.
It's shaky.
You're distancing yourself again because you've broken a law. Mentally, you've already messed yourself up because now you may keep going to this habit again.
Yeah.
And I sleeping with partners, and it even goes deeper into soul ties and many other stuff, which is a discussion for another day. But it affects all these three and your life in general. So that's just a little piece from me.
Yes, brother. Yes.
I think Wayne brought up something nice also, because by saying it starts from the mental side. Because let's say you wanna go greet someone, right? It will start from you saying, in your head now, let me go greet this person. And what happens? Your physical body ends up going to that person to greet them. So I think that's also another big factor. I was saying, once you think about it, it will only happen that your body will now want to do it.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
So it ends up also you being to fight that thought of, oh, I like this person, I want to go sleep with this person.
Yeah.
You've done it already.
Because now, you've basically done it already.
You've done it already.
But now the second thing is you need to fight your body from wanting to go do that. But
Yeah, most definitely. And I think in closing, we haven't really touched on the effects of drugs and alcohol. Right. And I think people tend to go to drugs and alcohol because it gives them a sense of escape from reality. Yeah, it does give them escape from reality. So I wanted to know, right, what is the biggest effect on a teenage's life with the use of drugs and alcohol, because it does affect them a lot in terms of their reproductive health and their general health. So I wanted to know what's the effect that you've seen or you've read about on a teenager's life.
The person, from my knowledge on what drugs does, it does a lot to your mental, does a lot to your mental health and your health in general. Like, let's say smoking, it affects your lungs and the way you breathe. And it can affect your children too also, because you're smoking and there's secondhand smoking, which is basically recognized as worse than smoking. So I think it does a lot to your health and the people around you who don't smoke but are now inhaling the air that you're breathing out.
Secondhand smoke.
Secondhand smoke, as you said,
yeah.
For me, right, drugs and alcohol. Still remember that word.
Drugs and alcohol.
So for me, nowadays, the life we live in, people are taking medication is drugs. Like the medication from the hospitals is drugs. We can talk about this Broncle. People now taking Broncle as a drug, and there's this tablet I was thinking of. It's gone now.
Even allergics. People are not taking allergics.
Yeah. Somehow, because
I mean, we're not lying. Because they do. I mean, they do.
Let's think of this. Allergics. You know why I liked it? Because I use it. Guys, I use it for my eczema, please.
Because eczema.
The box tells you it makes you drowsy. So when someone says that, you're like, okay, it makes you drowsy, let me take it. You see?
And they start taking excessively.
You see, now they're getting addicted to it. And now, somehow it will hurt your let me say, immune system. Oh, yes. And also you're healthy. Yes. Healthy, and let's go to sorry. Anyways, let's go to something like cigarettes or marijuana. Right? Now you're killing your lungs.
Yeah.
Yes, and as you said, the people around you, they are taking it as second hand, and it's much more dangerous than taking it. So, for me, drugs are bad.
Yeah.
Because I think I say this, even on the box,
it says
smoking is harmful.
It even says warning.
It says warning first, exactly. So, drugs and alcohol is not good for us. Even if, as teenagers want to experiment, it's a wrong experiment. It's not good. It's not a good experiment because if you do it once, then
it'll affect you long term. Yeah.
Trust me, you go back. Yeah.
I'd say for me, the one thing that's really kept me out of actually even trying to go into experimenting with these things, besides reading up on the things and having studies and talks to mom and dad about it, it's just the things I saw happening to many people that I talked to here and there. Because I'm sure I did mention grade 9 was a really hectic year in which many kids were expelled from school because of drugs and just drinking alcohol and stuff at school. And I'd even see on social media how it affected a lot of kids. But just to keep it really short, getting back to the question, which was one?
What's the biggest effect?
Drugs has. Number one, reduces your health, which you guys mentioned drastically. Like, let's just start with alcohol. Damages the kidney.
It's gone.
And this is not just like alcohol you buy, like your beers and all that kind of stuff. This is also like medication.
If you take it too much,
kidney dies. Because it's filtering this stuff every single time, and at some point,
I remember.
Yes,
the tablet I was thinking of. It's tramadol. People now use tramadol as a drug.
Guys, they're even using light bulbs.
Nice.
Imagine, bro, these are light bulbs.
I mean, I saw the effects it had on my friends. Like, many of them, poor performance in school. Some would just come looking tired every day. Many people go broke because of drugs.
Yeah,
exactly.
They're spending their money.
They're spending all your money on the drugs.
And I guess we could also even go up and look at rappers and stuff. Many of them die young because it becomes a lifestyle as part of their music, which you mentioned also. Music becomes a lifestyle. And that now you're talking about killing, drugs and sex and everything. And that just ends up killing them. It's a lifestyle. Chicas. Man. So I've just seen how it's really affected people around me. And I'm grateful that I never ever went into that because of the things I saw and the negative effects it had.
For me, to touch on the objective topic of reproductive health, right? Drugs and alcohol really does affect it a lot, because as you're growing up as a teenager, you're going through puberty, your body's trying to get to know itself, it's excreting, it's coming in, new things are coming in, and then you put alcohol on top of that and drugs. Obviously, like you guys spoke about, you killing your body. It's a very slow death, right? And even when you're drunk or when you're high on marijuana, you're not conscious of what you're doing. And sometimes when you're at a party, it could lead you to having sex with someone that you don't know. And also does lead to teenage pregnancy or STI.
Exactly.
So it really does mess up with the mind, mess up with your body, mess up with your mental health, and just yourself generally, right? And as Maranatha said, it is not good. We can't tell you what to do, but we can at least warn you.
We can warn you.
You know.
Yeah.
And we've seen these effects even on celebrities, as old as they are. You can see that it's damaging them, right? And even your close friends, your schoolmates, if they're doing drugs, you can see. Even in LO textbooks, life orientation textbooks, it tells you the effects it has on you. But yet you still go and do it. It's your life, but there are consequences in the end of it.
And
right?
you're shortening your life.
Instead of living a longer life, then now you're living a shorter life because you were taking the drugs.
Yeah, but also us as Christians, we should also take heed to these things, because us as Christian children, we were brought up in a strict home, right? And you're told not to do this. It's never oh, you can do that. It's always don't do this, don't do that. And we become very, very experimental. But we have seen the effects. Even Dr. Gulu Gulu will tell you. Even the companies of these alcohol brands is not sold for people under the age of 18.
And
it
you
even
wonder
tells
why.
you. And you wonder why.
But it is for your safety, though.
It is for your safety. So in closing, there's this one thing that the dad told us, that Ellen G. White wrote. She said that, I had written under my notes. She said, the way you act now, rather let me read it before I start saying things. But she said you can determine the character of your children by how you live your youthful life. So the way you act now, will determine how your children come out. And if you want your children to be kind, nice, and know what to do and not to do the wrong things, it starts with you. It starts with you now.
Do the thing,
So, in closing, I wanted to know, are there any closing points, any words of motivation, anything you'd like to say to the viewers out there?
I think for me, just to wrap up my point, is don't forget that drugs also cause or heighten anxiety, depression, and just you getting addicted to many of these stuff. Like it mentions here, depression, anxiety, panic disorder, increased aggression, paranoia, hallucinations. It increases these things. So if you do not want to be on cloud 9, imagine like you in another world, just because you want temporary pleasure.
So
stay focused. Hey. So if you don't want to be in that space, when you come back, you'll be feeling bad. If you want to go back there again, you're going to be addicted. You will die soon because your body was not made to process this stuff. So stay away from it. And my ending verse would be Psalms 119 verse 9, if I'm correct, which paraphrasing, it says, how can a young man keep his way clean? Then it goes on to say, by indulging himself in the word of God. So stick to the word of God. That is where your hope is. That is where your drug is. That is where your pleasure comes from. Why do I say so? All the satisfaction that you need in these temporary stuff that you want to experience with is all there. The satisfaction you're looking for, that completing factor that you need is all in the Bible. And let me tell you, there are stories people don't even know about that are in there. Go and read about them. There are things that you want to know that are in the Bible. All you need to do is open and read. That is all from me.
Powerful. Yeah, where do you, Ryan? Don't look at me.
I mean, okay.
Put the spotlight. Yeah, it's you.
It's you.
I guess now I do have to talk, but I don't know. Stay true to yourself. Stay true to yourself. Don't lie to yourself about certain situations.
Yeah.
Don't let people lie to you saying drugs are good for you.
What's this?
Don't let people lie to you.
Finished.
You feel happy when you do it.
Yeah,
Cloud
but stay true to yourself.
For me, I would say this one. I would say education is the key to success. Explaining this, right? If you learn more about this, what was the topic, by the way? Reproductive health.
Yeah.
If you learn about this reproductive health, drugs and alcohol, if you learn more about it, you will not do it.
Yeah.
That's why I said education is the key to success.
And will better your
Yes.
life.
So you know more about this, and you know the effects. You know about the good part. The good part is we're all products of sex. Actually, it's like that's the good part of it. Exactly. So for me, is learn more about it. Try to research before you do it.
Exactly.
And when you know about it, you know what to do.
And you can educate people.
And you can educate people about it. Yeah.
Definitely. Powerful.
In closing, for me, I'll just say, like Ryan stated, stay true to yourself. And don't fake it till you make it, because faking will break you. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in
It
fact,
will.
to adding to the fake part, there's a quote which says, "An original is worth much more than a fake."
Than the fake.
Yeah. Yeah. So stay true to yourself. Don't mess up, because it'll show up.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah.
Stay away.
Stay
away.
So in closing, I'll ask Ryan to pray for us as we close this interesting episode.
Let us bow our heads and pray. Lord, we thank you for being with us, Lord, that you have gone through this beautiful and wonderful episode, Lord. I ask that you may keep everyone safe where they are and bless them, Lord. Touch them in ways they've never seen before, Lord. Bless their lives and help them to take something from here, Lord, that they may learn and put in their lives and teach to others, Lord. As that you may bless us, and that as we close this, that you may be with us and everyone who is there, all the viewers that are watching, Lord. Thank you for all this. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Right, guys, thank you once again
Thank
for
you.
tuning in. Thank you, my brothers, for coming to talk to me about this topic.
It was a good
Yes.
topic.
It really
It was a very good topic.
Yeah.
You know what I remembered? My dad told me this. It's rather to be safe than to be sorry.
Very much. Rather safe
Rather
than
to be
sorry.
safe than to be
But
sorry.
anyways, guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to follow us on our Instagram, MelVee Broadcasting Network.
Oh yes.
And you can find us on Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. What's the other one?
Instagram.
I had mentioned Instagram.
Okay.
Anyways, I mentioned TikTok. But yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share with your friends, with whoever, your mama, your papa. It's a
The cheese.
The ends outside.
Your neighbor.
Your neighbor, yeah. But anyways,
Everyone.
guys, thank you. See you guys next
Appreciate
time.
it.
Bye.
Bye.
Sayonara.